Hi, I'm Sheldon from Findit Archery Supplies and welcome back to another one of our bow reviews. Today we're going to do a bow review on the Hoyt Horizon, as per seen here. The Hoyt Horizon is basically Hoyt's entry-level bow. There is one beneath it which is the Hoyt XL, but really in our mind not worth worrying about. This is really where you want to start looking. The Hoyt Horizon comes in around the price range of the Sebastian Flute Premium or the Sebastian Flute Forged or the Samick Avanti. They're all roughly very close in price. However, in the past we've done a review on the Avanti and the Sebastian Flute Premium, so this is really coming into that sort of same category as those two risers. The Hoyt Horizon riser is a fully machined riser. It is machined from top to bottom. The paint jobs on these are exceptional. They really do a great job on the colours. They don't have many colour options though, but what they do very well. It looks like a very finished product. The tooling around the drill, all the tapping work, is very clean. Hoyt actually do take a little bit of time to at least clean their threads out, whereas some of the Asian risers, they don't tend to take that much care in cleaning that thread out, but Hoyt have done that here. When you buy this bow, it comes with a standard clicker bolt, as you can see there, and your clicker plate bolt. There is a clicker attachment you can get with this. The Hoyt Horizon also comes with its own rest as well, but generally speaking, when you're buying one of these bows, you're probably going to look at maybe getting a Cartel Expert rest with it, or maybe stepping it up to the next level and something like a Fifix Mr. Rest or something like that. The Hoyt Horizon is a great bow overall. It's actually probably got one of the nicest grips in the range compared to the Samick or the Sebastian Flute. Most people, when they're looking for a bow in this category, they generally pick up the Sebastian Flute or the Avanti or this bow, and they generally hold them in their hands. The one thing about the Hoyt grip is it just feels a little bit more snug compared to the other two. It just feels more shaped. It's actually a variant of their higher end handles, but it's just got a nice forming grip. So when you're holding that riser, your hand just naturally wants to follow the groove that the outline allows it to do. Now, in the other bows that we've spoken about, we've spoken a lot about the limb adjusting system that the bows have. The Hoyt Horizon has a very similar adjusting system to the Avanti. However, like I've mentioned in the past, the biggest problem with it is the size of these grub screws. They're tiny. And if you're working in a shop like we are, and you're putting these bows out, they're a bugger to tune. These grub screws are so tiny and they strip very easily when you're tightening them. They really haven't made them out of a high tensile grub screw. You put the Allen key in, you turn it, you try and tighten it, slip. So it is a bit of a pain in the backside. And they've not put a very big grub screw either here, or a bolt down. It's a very small Allen key. That is the biggest downside to this limb pocket system. Whilst it is fully adjustable, while you do have all the adjustment here that you need, same with the height adjustment that you get out of the cam, the next part about it that is incredibly infuriating is this bolt here. It's a tiny little Allen key. You got to get in there and you got to try and find it. It's really not easy to work on. However, in saying that, they generally come out of the factory pretty well set. Very rarely do we have to tune these bows. It just depends on the limbs you put with them. Some limbs come out perfect. Some limbs you really do need to work with to get them nice and straight in the riser. However, every single limb that you put in any ILF bow will never be exact one to one. There is always small variance, either left or right, up, down, whatever. But every combination is completely different. But like I'm saying, that is the biggest downside to this pocket system. Also, there's not a lot of room for adjustment there. There's a tiny little bit, and we're talking millimeters either side of that, which does make it very frustrating. So, whilst the riser is well made, a little bit more care could have been taken in that pocket system to get up there against some of its rivals. So again, when we talk about bows in this class range, again we come back to the Samick Avanti comparability between these two risers. The Avanti system, it's just got bigger everything, so it makes it much easier to work with, much quicker to work with, and therefore just a more enjoyable experience. However, like I've said in the past, when we do these reviews, especially from a shop's perspective, it's very hard to be non-biased on a product. But sometimes you just come across stuff that's exceptionally good and you've got to make that known. So like we were talking about before, when you're looking at that sort of entry level 2-3 year kind of bow, this one does come to mind. Some people prefer it because of the name and because of the brand Hoyt. Look, if you're looking for a bow that's going to do you well, survive well, perform well, generally overall in an ILF, and you don't quite want to go that little bit cheaper down to the Avanti premium level, you do want to have that branded product. This is really the only alternative at this point. The next one up from this, or around this kind of quality, would be the Sebastian Flute Forged, but we'll get to that in another review. But realistically, out of a 5-star rating for this riser, we give it a 4. The reason we lose that whole point on this is simply because of this pocket system. It really hasn't been well thought out. There could be plenty of other things they could do to fix it and to make it just that little bit better and more enjoyable to actually tune and work with your bow. But for now, this is a great product, well made. If you're thinking of that entry level Hoyt, this is the one you would be jumping on first, the Hoyt Horizon. Anyway, enjoy shooting.